You should tell Hippie your Tommy Lee story. I mean, that it ties into racing too, actually.
Oh, you told me this one too.
This is probably one of my best celebrity encounters. And it's a racing, kind of a racing story too. If you've ever been up to Upstate New York, there's a dirt track called Weedsport.
Right.
And they used to get some major, it's in the middle of nowhere, right? I mean, nowhere. And they had a little tiny quarter-mile dirt track. And in the middle of it was a stage. But we used to get huge acts. Van Halen, Tom Petty.
Wow.
Like the biggest monsters of rock would come through there.
Live in concert at the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds. Def Leppard, Whitesnake, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses.
You know it's summer when they're rocking at Weedsport.
So Motley Crue was coming through. Vince Neil was gone.
Right.
So they had a new singer. And they were playing, and only 1,500 people showed up to see the show for Motley Crue.
Wow.
And it was like, it's general admission.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of a dirt track.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there. I worked at the track because I was working at Dirt Motorsports at the time. So I worked at the racetrack. So I had backstage passes, and I had tickets in. I was there with a friend of mine. People left. They closed it down. They start tearing all the stuff down. They raced the tour buses around the track.
Nice.
Like
a dirt track.
A dirt track.
A dirt track.
Slightly banked, right? And this one did this on YouTube. If you you do Motley Crue tour buses at Weedsport. It's on YouTube. We'll show it right now.
They race them.
I'm in the infield with my buddy. We're throwing a football, and there's no bars in this town, okay? Except under the grandstand, there's a bar, and I have a key to it.
Ah.
So behind me, this guy comes up, puts his head on my shoulder. He's like, "Are you Chris?" And I turn around, and it's Tommy Lee.
Wow.
And he says, I look up. I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I was told if I want to drink in here in this town, I got to come see you." I'm like, "Okay." I go, "Bar's right there."
Yeah.
So we walked over to under the grandstand, open up the door. We walk in. It's Tommy Lee, me, my buddy, couple of groupie girls, and a few roadies. Nobody else from the band is there.
Right.
So he goes behind the bar, and he actually knows, like for 20 or 30 minutes, I was Tommy Lee's best friend. He's like,
Right,
"Chris,
yeah.
come on, behind the bar with me."
Chris,
so
come
now we're bartending, me and him. I open up the cabinet, and he goes, "Get the Jack Daniels, get the Jack, get that Jack Daniels, get that Jack Daniels," and pull out 4 bottles of Jack Daniels and lined up the shit. All the roadies are there, my buddy, these girls. And we start just drinking and having fun. And then the door flies open, security guard comes in, and he just looks at me and he goes, "Come here."
You.
Party's over.
Oh, shit.
But for like 30 minutes,
Wow.
I was Tommy Lee's best friend.
That's outstanding.
and that security guard was the villain.
He was the
absolute
Yeah,
villain.
right.
Really? Like, what are you doing, dude? You're
It's
killing
like, dude,
our
come
vibe.
on in.
That's
What are you
fine.
doing?
Yeah.
Come
Come
hang
join
with
us.
Come on in.
Right?
Come on in. You're not saving the day.
Right.
There's you're not a hero. You're a fucking prick.
Yeah, wow.
And I think it's now to the point where Tommy Lee's old enough where if I ever ran into him somewhere,
And brought that story up.
I would bring that story up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
funny.
that he's not going to remember bartending with me, but he's going to remember
The-
Weedsport
yeah,
and
the dick.
the buses racing.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe not. I mean, he's had a lot of drugs over the years.
So I got one